Oh, hey, it's me. It's you. It's us. Here we are. It's been a while, and that is my usual now. So maybe it's not been a while. Maybe I'm just on time. Um, but yeah, it's been a few weeks since I recorded and put something out, and I don't have good excuses for it. I just don't. I just don't. I don't. um, But it's in the morning time here and I'm getting ready to go for a short run and it's a little chillier than I want it to feel like. It's not really chilly, but it feels chilly. I get goosebumps. So I thought I would hang out in the car for a little bit and talk to you all and see how you're doing. Let you know how I'm doing. Um, there's been uh, ups and downs and maybe just more flat lines than ups and downs. And yeah, I find myself wondering about the direction of this show. Um, I really would like to get my act together and bring more voices on the show and maybe go that direction because I don't know. My struggles are still here, right? But they're not as, what do I want to say? They're not as gigantic in my life. And yeah, so I've got a lot of areas to focus on and a lot of things to work on, but like I'm not in that everyday sucks phase. I'm at like every day is just meh, it just okay, let's do it again. Um, Not like why do I have to do it again? Why not? Not like how am I going to do it again? It's just like okay, let's go. Um, so yeah, I'm going to talk about a few things. A little bit of new thoughts bouncing through my head. Give you an update on the runnings and the livings and the everythings that happen here in North Carolina with me um, and mine. So, yeah, you know what? It is Saturday, April 30th. Oh my gosh, 2022. And as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. Yeah, so we're 2 weeks away from the marathon that I have foolishly, maybe, signed up for, agreed to do, uh, paid out good money to have the privilege of running 26.2 miles. That's the wild thing, right? Like, I pay money to go run 26.2 miles. Like, why? Why would you pay money to do that? um, but there is something to that obligation. It feels like internal obligation that if you've paid money, well, you darn well better do it. And it's not like a ton of money, right? I mean, it was under $100, which isn't nothing. I get that, but it's not like I'm paying like to go on a cruise and then I don't go on a cruise or something like that, right? Um, so yeah, so that's coming up in 2 weeks in Pennsylvania. Uh, so yeah, I had my longest run ever 2 weeks ago at 20 miles, and it actually went okay. I I have this mental struggle when I run that I have thoughts in my head of my pace, my ability 8 years ago, and that's just not realistic, right? I mean, I'm not a spring chicken. I wasn't super young then, but I'm certainly older, way 8 years older, um, and I want like anything short of that seemed like a loss, right? Like a defeat. And I've slowly come around. Like I accept my slower pace. I think still way in the wee back parts of my head, I have hopes of getting towards that. Um, but I get it. And so I ran this 20 miles at a very, I mean, it's not a slow pace, but it's not speedy by any stretch, right? My goal is to run a marathon in under 5 hours. And if it's, 4:59:59, I will take that as under 5 hours. I'm trying to get into a headspace where if it's longer than that, then it is. It's just longer than that. But I struggle with it. I internal conflict with wanting to do better. And I've talked about negative splits, and it's difficult for me to not want mile 10 to be faster than mile 9, which was faster than mile 8, which isn't realistic for a marathon, especially a first time marathon, right? First and probably only. um, and, so like I'm coming to terms with a slower pace, which is maturity for me, right? I'm doing okay with that. But so I did the 20 miles, and I walked all of like a tenth of a mile during that, and kind of a microcosm of life for me is generally it's really difficult for me to, after I make the decision, hey, you know what, I need to slow down and walk for whatever 20 paces. It's very difficult for me after I do that to not do it again. Like it's opening up, it's giving myself permission to do it. It's opening up the door and it's not closing. And, there's probably a deep metaphor for life in there somewhere. Like, always push or always, whatever. Like if you give yourself an out, you're going to take the out. And I struggle with that. And I don't know what it is. It's like if I walk just a little bit and then I start running again and I get another mile in, and I'm like, well, I've already walked once, so why not walk again, right? And I was pretty pleased with how that went with the 20-mile run. That I did. I think I walked like 4 times, but I told myself, okay, like I'm just going to that tree right there, which isn't too far away, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to try to go slower. And you can see how these could pile up on me, right? Like this whole idea of wanting to go faster and faster, and then and walking, because obviously walking slows your pace. And so when that mile ticks by and my Apple Watch says, hey, you ran this pace at X, and I know in my head, like, ooh, I got to do better than that. So then maybe I speed up because I'm tired and I don't want to do the math, right? To figure out. So I just like, well, I got to go faster, and then I go faster and I get more tired, and then I want to walk more, and blah, 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 blah. So, so that's the running's news. I feel good enough that I think I can accomplish this. It's just a matter of under what circumstances, under what results, I guess, that they're going to come. And I'm trying to get into a headspace where it's just, if you complete it, you complete it. And that's the goal, to complete it. And that's difficult for me because I know I could walk 26.2 miles, right? So the more I walk during the race, the more my innate, my natural, my whatever thought process of, well, okay, I did it, but did I really do it, kind of thing. And I'm going to beat myself up. And rather than accept or enjoy the accomplishment, I'll be like, oh, I should have done better. I could have done better. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? And I'm going to try to get there. But yeah, so that's been a thing. And I've been dieting. I've been losing weight. I am like 9 pounds from what I set as a goal. And I've got this spreadsheet, the defattening of JP is the name of my Google spreadsheet. And, since I started this spreadsheet, whatever it was, over a month ago, I've lost like 15 pounds, which is kind of fast for a guy who's trying to maintain body energy to run a marathon. But I just get into this mindset where I like gamify weight loss, right? So I made this spreadsheet and I track how many calories I ate, how many calories I earned, what my weight was, and then it breaks it all down for me. Like, how many pounds have you lost to date? How many kilograms have you lost to weight? What's your percentage to goal? What's your 7-day average weight change? And based upon that, how many weeks will it be until you reach your goal? And overall calorie deficit. And then I even compare like projected calorie deficit versus actual calorie deficit, right? I mean, a rule of thumb is like 3,500 calories is a pound. And at least that's what I've seen the most. And, how true is that? I'm just kind of curious. And, but I gamify it and I count my calories and I'm like, oh, I really got to be down and I got to this and that. And I just, maybe poor timing to do both at the same time. But, I reason that being lighter means running easier and whatever. So we'll see. And it is interesting to see how it fluctuates, right? Because I have, the whole idea of long runs and you want to carb load and, whatever. For me, carb load is an excuse to eat pizza. And so I start like 2 nights before my long run and I eat, that's pizza night. So usually it's a Sunday. So it's pizza night on Friday. And then Saturday, I'm like, well, I gotta like add some more carbs. And so like Saturday morning, Sunday morning, even into Monday morning are my heaviest. And then I kind of lose weight as the week goes on and then I bounce back up. But I mean, overall, there's a decline. So I'm being successful in that. But yeah, I think I do okay. So there's that. I am, you'd think I was like super like wannabe athlete guy, right? I mean, I was talking with Nora and Dave and I were talking, and he planned a getaway, a little getaway with his wife for her birthday, and it was like, hey, I have these 3 options, and they're really cool options. And I started thinking about it. I was like, well, what Nora and I like? What are our getaways? Our getaways are like we went to Charlotte for a weekend to run a race. We're going to York, Pennsylvania to run a race. We're going to Cape Cod in the fall to run a race, right? It sounds like we're health nuts who that's a getaway for us is to run a race. And it's just funny because neither of us are, we're not athletes by any stretch. Like you think of an athlete, right? But it's just interesting. I think it's fun that we get away to run, to sweat and agonize and take naps after the race and things like that. So fun times. Okay, so this thing. So I've talked long and infrequently about this kind of lack of feeling, lack of emotion, lack of whatever. And I've been noticing as time's gone by, right, the past year, we'll say, there's been a lot of cracks in that where I've experienced feelings and emotions. And yeah, and but things change, and it's been a while since I've really been like, what do I want to say? Inspired. Can inspired be bad too? Inspired always good things? I mean, it has a positive connotation. What would be the negative connotation for inspired? I don't know. But so my oldest, not my oldest, my 18-year-old, almost 18-year-old, is going to college this fall, and there's the whole idea how she's going to pay for it, and I don't. Her mom and I, we were, when we were married, we were kind of scraping by, right? And we never really were able to set aside money for college. And the whole idea was we'd help out where we can, but get student loans. And it's kind of a sticker shock kind of thing, looking at what it's going to cost and like the ability to get student loans and whatever. But we're moving forward. We're going to figure this out. But like there was a moment where I thought she's not going to get to go to where she wants to go because she's going out of state for us in North Carolina. And so there's out of state tuition and all these kind of things. And there was like 3 days where like it just hit me like, oh my gosh, what if she can't go? And, she picked this school because it's somewhere she wants to be. And it's a really good school for the major and the life direction she wants to take and blah, blah, blah. And like, I just felt pangs of worry and, not quite helplessness, because obviously I can help, but like uncertainty on what I could do to help. And it was awful. It was awful. And I kind of think, I kind of feel like maybe that's part of the reason why I shut down emotions so much, is that I mean, I get it, right? I mean, it's not, being worried about your kids is not unique to me. It's universal, right? But oh my, when those feelings crept in, oh my gosh, I didn't know what to do. Like I couldn't think straight. I have no practice, I guess, in dealing with this. And yeah, I mean, as much as I want to feel some of the good things, I don't want to feel those bad things. And, I'm not at all suggesting that these things hit me harder than anybody else. What I'm saying is I just don't have the tools. Like I haven't developed the tools to deal with this, to understand that persevere and it will be okay. Or, because to me it's just like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is it. It sucks. It's over. I don't know how to make this better. And based upon my track record, I won't make it better. And, oh my gosh. And I haven't had a chance to talk with Megan, my therapist, about this yet, because I went through a little phase where I wasn't going to therapy because I didn't schedule them and blah, blah, blah. And I finally had a first appointment with her just this past week. And I didn't want, it was a lot of catching up. So let's get caught up. And I didn't want to dive into that just yet. So maybe next week. Although I may be traveling, so I may not be able to make it. I may have to reschedule. But whatever. Like, so I mean, what do y'all do? How do you give me some life tips? Give me some suggestions, some life hacks even for like dealing with this. Or is it just reps? Is it just kind of like you do it? When I train new hires with my company, I talk to them all the time about reps. Like you just need you're on this learning curve and you just got to get reps, and you get more reps and repetitions, and things will get better. They'll go faster and easier for you. And, and that's what so much of life is just, every now and then you've got an innate talent or ability to do something. And it's just like, jump in at, like a B+ level instead of starting out as a D and having to get reps and train and practice and things like that. So that's what I suspect it is, but like, I don't even know if I have the vision to, like what success, or even just it's okay, is in these situations. Like, how do I don't even, like, how do I judge in 3 days' time that, hey, I got through this? Does that make sense? Like, how do I, and successful is maybe too strong a word, but how do I know that I navigated something properly? Like, and this goes back to like not having faith and belief and confidence in myself. Like, I worry that I'm always going to feel like I didn't do enough in any given situation. And like, I accept that for myself to a certain extent, but I don't know how to accept that for my kids or for others. And, I was thinking about this, like I've talked about the social contract thing, right? Like, it's just a social contract that, you help your kids out, or your kids go to school and they're going to struggle, but you're going to help out and they're going to be okay. And when that switches over to fear and worry, it's so gross. It's so, I don't know. And am I just like being wah, poor baby JP? Like, is there a part of, there must be a part of life where you suck it up, right? And that's something that us in the kind of mental health community don't want to, or discourage, or even hate the phrase "suck it up." Suck it up, buttercup. There's got to be some of that in life, right? Is it suck it up, or is it just acceptance? Maybe that's more. I don't know, but I don't know how to accept it. I don't know how to. I don't know. Send me your tips. That would be lovely. So, yeah. So there's that. Work is okay. It's kind of boring. I'm not getting enough hours. There's talk of a new position on the horizon, but that horizon kind of, just like if you're walking east or west or north or south, the horizon is always going to move. And that's what it seems like with work. So I just keep going through and doing what they want me to do. And it's fine. It's still fine work, right? It's not, I don't stress about it. I never kind of say, oh God, I just can't go to work today, or I don't want to go to work today because of work, right? It's just, so it's fine. I've once again fallen behind on my correspondence with you all, and I apologize. And usually I do an episode and then I spend the afternoon corresponding, and then it lasts for a couple of days, and then it kind of peters out, and that's just the nature of all our relationships, right? Like, you're dealing with your things and I'm dealing with my things, and we just fade away for a little while. So yeah, I'm gonna try to reach out and do that. I don't know. I feel like the rambling has gone on long enough. Was there something else I wanted to talk about? I don't know. I mean, that whole kind of worry, fear, pang of whatever inability, or I don't know, is is the big topic here, and I'm got to figure it out somehow. But okay, maybe I should run. Maybe you should run. Maybe you should just get going. Put on a clean shirt, wash your face, and then if you just crawl back into bed, at least crawl back into bed with a clean shirt and a clean face. Maybe you feel a little bit better. Maybe you get up and go for a walk. Maybe something. I don't know. Okay, that's it. I'm going, guys. Thank you so much for listening, spending a little bit of time with me. If you want to reach out, if you want to be on the show, if you want to just share your voice, that would be fantastic. You can get a hold of me, jamolke@gmail.com, Instagram @jamolke, and you can text me 248-648-1419 or WhatsApp 01-248-648-1419. Twitter is now non-existent. The website is down, and maybe we'll be making a comeback, but we'll see. So until then, everybody be safe and be well. Thanks.